Good afternoon, everybody. Heidi Foy with Bullfrog Creatives. Super excited this afternoon to launch again into our college profiles. Today, we're going to be speaking with Mr. Casey Winn, so stay tuned. I feel like I'm getting smarter and smarter with all this technology. Casey, I'm going to add you in here and we can get right into it. Thank you so much for your time and for joining us here today. I know it is, listen, you can always leave it to technology for that phone to ring whenever you hit start. It happens every single time. Somebody probably telling you, don't forget you got to do this today.
Yeah.
That's usually what happens to me. Thank you so much for joining us. For those of you guys that maybe are new to the platform, the platform is kind of named after my old rodeo horse who passed away several years ago now. But I college rodeoed and was a volunteer for the college finals ever since I've been here in Casper. And so I kind of have a vested interest in college rodeo, mainly because it helped me to pay for my education, but also now Casper is kind of the home of the college finals and hopefully will be for a while. So, man, it's crazy, but we're coming up on a year that everything kind of went haywire. So about a year ago, we started doing these profiles on our page because I wanted to know more and I wanted to help out some of the college coaches that maybe weren't recruiting the way they were supposed to be or they had been used to. So, so we started this, a little virtual recruiting. Casey, first I want to talk to you a little bit. Talk to me about the community, the college and the community that y'all are located in.
So Kansas State is in Manhattan, Kansas, northeast Kansas in the Flint Hills. It's a town around 50,000 people. It's a really, really nice town, rolling hills, green, really nice campus. We have the claim as the oldest land grant college in the country. So the first year they allowed land grants. K-State and Ohio State started that year. And so it depends who you ask, but we started, us or them are the very first one. So lots and lots of history as an ag school. Over 250 majors, departments, that kind of stuff. So about basically any kind of degree you can get. As far
Casey,
as
how big is Manhattan?
Manhattan's around 50,000.
Okay, so it's about the same size as Casper, actually.
Yeah, pretty close. You know, it's big enough that you've got, you know, all the amenities that a city would have, but it's also, you can go a mile outside of town and you'll hit feedlots and farms and that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
really,
perfect.
Really nice area, really pretty area.
Good. So you were just launching into kind of our second question here, the academics of K-State. So you'll have to forgive me because I honestly don't know a whole lot about K-State. Are there a lot of different, how many academic programs did you say?
They have over 250 different majors available, undergrad majors, and I think around 100, 160 something grad school majors. So,
okay. What are the most that you see through the rodeo team, through the rodeo program?
The majority of the rodeo students that I've had since I've been here have been ag related. You know, quite a few animal science, quite a few pre-vet students, but also a lot of ag common journalism's become really popular with the social media, that kind of stuff. And then some business majors, you know, and we have had several outside, you know, other majors, just regular marketing or business without the ag part of it. We've got one pre-med student. We've had a couple of vet students that actually, you know, rodeoed their first year of vet school with the 5-year grad school deal. So we've had a good variety.
Very cool. So we've asked this question and it's kind of all over the place, but I know a lot of colleges require, and they did when I went to school, require freshmen or if you're a part of an athletic team to live on campus. Do y'all have that same requirement?
So no, there's no housing requirement. The majority of our freshmen do usually end up in the dorms for their first year, and then by the second year they've made some connections and find a place off campus with with some friends or some people they met or rodeo or whatever. One really good thing about Manhattan is there's lots and lots of housing options. There's a really good rental market, apartments, housing, along with a great on-campus housing as well. So
Okay. So I'm going to assume that y'all also have meal plans that go with the on-campus housing.
yeah, they have 2 or 3 meal plans, like 14 per week, 20 per week, something like that. So you can get meal plans with the housing. Rated. They had this on their website. Princeton review for the best 386 colleges. The dorms were number 20 out of 386.
That's not bad.
Their food was, right there somewhere as well. And actually, we got voted number 1 happiest students out of those 386 colleges that Princeton reviewed. So,
well, that says something.
Yeah, and talking about Manhattan as well, we were number 4 on town gown relationship. So the relationship between the city and the university is, ranked among the best in the country.
Good. I think that speaks volumes. Now you mentioned between the college. What about between your program? I mean, do you guys get out in the community a lot as a rodeo program?
Yeah, we get out. We help the horse council some with their events. We help the local pro rodeo. We help with that, and they help us take tickets at our rodeo. So we try to help them out some. Most years, this year's been different, of course, but most years we do reading day at the library before our rodeo, as well as go out to some elementary schools on Kansas Day and talk about cowboys and how that all relates to Kansas and that. So most years we do a lot of that. This year's been less, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. I bet it has. So let's talk. We're going to kind of veer gently into a little bit more specifically about the rodeo program. I know one of the things that I struggled with, and that kind of always is a question, is where can your students board their horses? Do y'all have your own boarding facility, or do they have to look around or keep them at the fairgrounds or something?
So the majority of our students board right here. We have 33 stalls with runs right here on campus. Our practice facility is right here on the animal science property. So we're a departmental student organization with the animal science department. So we have a really great outdoor arena with a full-size arena plus a calf roping lane. And then those 33 stalls are right there with runs. The runs are big enough that you can actually put 2 horses together if you need to save a little bit of money.
So what is the cost for the student athletes?
So our cost is $750 per year, so that's 2 semesters, plus a deposit. But then we also those stalls are managed by the rodeo club and our advisory council, and so the majority of students that are on scholarship, part of that will also be waived as part of their scholarship. So
okay. So you talked a little bit about the facility. Do you guys have kind of a set practice schedule, or do you kind of, I don't know, does everybody just come when they can?
So we kind of do both. So we have a set schedule that we set. I'm here usually 4 practices per week, so 4 days per week. When we're rodeoing, it's usually Monday through Thursday. Now without rodeos, it's been 5 days a week or 6 days a week. So we do have organized practice, but our arena is also open outside of those times for the students to ride their horses. They can get together and rope and whatever that way. So
remind me, what region are you guys in, Casey?
So we're in the Central Plains region, Kansas and Oklahoma. So one of the large arenas. Regions, around 400 to 450 contestants most years in our region. So
remind our viewers and myself what y'all's schedules look like this year with I guess some of the lockdowns in place. Did you guys have rodeos this fall?
Yeah, with COVID, we had no rodeos in the fall. They all moved to the spring. As of now, we're going to have 9 rodeos. Unfortunately, ours is the one that Um,
Oh, got canceled.
got canceled. Yeah. So
So then, I guess from a national standpoint, y'all will just bring in 9 rodeos to the college finals. Is
yeah,
that correct?
yeah.
Okay.
So, and
That's what I figured.
with sorry about
Listen,
that.
Siri.
I'm not sure what's going on here, but yeah. So unfortunately, ours is the one that we couldn't make it work. We tried really hard. We were going to move it. We had a location lined up about 45 miles away, and they turned that into hospital overflow right before Christmas.
Oh,
Shut us down. And so, unfortunate, but nine rodeos in spring is going to be plenty to go to. Oh my
man,
goodness.
everybody's trying to get a hold of you right now.
And I don't know how to turn off my phone. If I knew how to turn it off, I would. Sorry about that.
You're all right. The joys of technology.
Yeah.
So, I
So,
guess talk to us a little bit about what your recruiting process looks like. Are you guys allowing on-campus tours right now, or are you doing only virtual? Maybe like what does that look like for those kids that are interested in maybe taking a look at K-State?
so we are doing live tours. They can set up live tours through the university admissions office. They have a really great website at kstate.edu. They can contact me to set up a tour, and the university, if they say rodeo, they'll contact me as well. Let me know that they're coming. So we are doing live tours, with regulations, masks, and that kind of stuff. But we also have a Zoom option that they can tour that way as well.
Okay. So I know we've talked about it every week. March is kind of the signing when y'all can sign. What does it look like for you guys? Do you have some commitments and you're full, or I mean, you still have some room on the team?
So we have some commitments. Those have come in. Ours works a little different. Our scholarships are through our advisory council, and so we have a committee that meets with 2 of them and with me and with our student president. And so they usually don't meet until April.
Okay.
So we've still got some room. We haven't filled those spots, but as of March 1st, we'll start making commitments that where students fall in our range of scholarships that we offer.
Okay, so just kind of on a more general level, as a coach, what are you looking for in particular for a student coming in, or when you're recruiting to fill a spot on your team? What are you looking for?
So, main thing, we want to make sure K-State's the right fit. As a D1 top level university, school's probably going to be their number one priority, and we work really hard to make our practice schedule and those things flexible enough that they can be successful rodeo and school as well. But basically, they need to be committed to academics, and then we can work out what they need to be successful with rodeo as well. And so basically, students that kind of know what they want, or have an idea of
maybe some goals in mind.
They're going to put in the work. They want to get a degree from a top 4-year university. We're top 4 in ag in the country and a bunch of things like that. And so those are the students we're looking for that, have done well in rodeo or want to, compete in rodeo and do well, but also are committed to their education.
What do you think sets you apart from some other programs that are kind of at that same level scholastically, like a D1 school, university style? What do you think sets you guys apart?
One thing I think is our campus. It's a great campus. It's close. Our practice, we're right here close. We're a mile north of main campus is where our stalls and our practice facility is. I think our practice schedule, sets us apart. We work really hard to make that flexible, to make it, specific. So we're practicing with a purpose. And, our practice schedule changes from week to week based on what the majority need, you know, and
Mhm.
my schedule's flexible enough with my teaching load that, you know, a lot of weeks, if the weather's good, we'll practice in the mornings, a couple of mornings, and nights, a couple of nights, and then the arena's open other times for the ones that just need to ride their horses or track the sled or whatever that way. So I think that's one great thing here is we work really hard to the kids can get the practice they need.
Yeah, when they need it.
If they're managing their time, you know, they can get the practice they need to improve and be successful.
That sounds good. So you mentioned something a little bit earlier about being a part of the ag department. So does that mean are you guys do you guys operate as I think they call them club sports, or are you guys part of the athletic department?
So we operate as a club sport.
Okay.
So we're both a departmental student organization with animal science, and we're also a sports club through the Student Government Association. So we do both of those.
So do you guys have access? I know that's how it was when I was at the University of Montana. We were just a kind of a club sport, but we still had access to a lot of the athletic kind of amenities. So the training room, the athletic trainers, some of those types of things. Do you guys have access to those weight rooms and the athletic trainers and such?
We don't have access to those. We have a really great rec center that comes, you know, it's huge for, you know, for a D1 school, a big, really nice rec center with any kind of, you know, training you would like.
Yeah.
I was a wrestling coach for 20 years before I came here. My wife's certified CrossFit and spin teacher. And so we feel real comfortable. We can help the students set up a program, you know, at the rec center, you know, what they need and find them the help they need if they need to change something.
That sounds good. Casey, how long have you been the coach there?
This is my 6th year.
Okay.
I've been here just finishing up 6 years.
Perfect. So if we have any student athletes or potential student athletes, I guess, that are interested in at least checking out your school, do they just go to the website and set something up through the college, or should they just reach out through you or reach out to me to get to you? I mean, what do you prefer?
Yeah. Reach out to the university if they want to come do an in-person tour. Probably the best is to go online through the university, but they can also reach out to me at the same time and, you know, plan that schedule so that I'm here when they come, you know, especially this spring as we're going to have a lot of rodeos. So we'll be gone a lot of weekends in the spring. So, you know, either way, set up admissions. Admissions will call me or they can call me and I can help them set up that admissions either way.
Okay. And then Casey, when do your rodeos start? February,
Yeah, we have
right?
Our first one's February 18th. So we'll enter this week and go next week to our first one.
All right. And I assume that you guys are still, there are some, I guess, restrictions and some mask wearing that y'all will still have to do while you're at the rodeos. Not necessarily while you're competing, but while the students are competing, but probably when you're just on the facility.
Yeah. So far, the first couple of rodeos, it sounds like, and the first one for sure will be no fans. You'll have to have a mask on other than when you're competing.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have to have your vest on in the stands so they know you're a contestant. And they sent out the ground rules with some, you know, pretty hefty fines for those that don't do those things. And then for us to travel out of state to the Oklahoma ones, we had to get a travel exemption and agree to, you know, I'm going to have to take temperatures of those kids before they leave, tell them who's traveling with who. And
when you get back, will y'all have to quarantine when you get back?
No, only if there's some
someone gets sick. Yeah, gotcha.
They'll make us quarantine. So
gotcha.
So when we get back, we'll check temperatures Monday morning after we get back. And
well, it certainly looks a lot different, but I'm just glad that y'all are going to be able to rodeo a little bit this spring.
Yeah, we're excited to get going, and you know, at this point after a year, the kids are used to it. You know, we have a little dome on campus where we host our rodeo, and they're letting us practice in there. You got to wear your mask when you're in the building unless you're on your horse, and so you know, it's become what it is, and as you said, we'll do it so we can go. So
yes, that's right. Well, Casey, is there anything that you want to add? I want to make sure that we know about your program or about what you guys have to offer.
Yeah, I'd just say, K-State's had rodeo for 75 years coming up this year. One of the oldest programs, helped found the Central Plains region, helped found the NIRA. So we're, I came in 5 years ago to kind of re-up that back to some the way it was before. And we've grown the team, and we've got a great setup to get a top tier education as well as be successful in rodeo.
That sounds great, man. Thank you so much for joining me. For those of you guys that are tuning in live, thank you so much. For you that are rewatching, we also appreciate your time. Again, if you guys have any questions, please be sure to comment. If there is a specific school that you want to know more about, please message me, and I'll do my best to try to get those coaches on to talk about their programs. I want to give a shout out to Cinch Jeans for, as usual, helping our platform continue to grow and to reach more people. And also want to thank Mr. Casey from K-State. Again, if you guys have any questions or if you want to hear from another school, please send me a message. You guys have a great week.